Now, if you watched my first video on implementing the Tave to teamwork.com API using make.com, and you're interested in the second part of that, where I cover how to automate your questionnaires from Tave into your teamwork.com account, then this video is for you. Now, if you haven't already followed the first part, either manually or by implementing my blueprint, which I covered in my last video, then you'll want to do that first. It's essential to actually have a job in place in your teamwork.com account in order to feed the data from the questionnaire into that job. So with all that said, let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open up your make.com account and import that blueprint. Click Save to load the blueprint on your screen. Now we're going to click the very first step here for the webhook, and we're going to choose Add to add a new mailhook webhook. Give it whatever name you want, but I'd recommend something along the lines of Tave Questionnaire forward webhook, and then click Save. Now you're going to copy this address to your clipboard, leave this screen open, and you're going to need to go into your mailer account so you can set up an active mail forwarding filter. In my case, I use Gmail, so it's relatively easy to do. In your Gmail account, you're going to want to visit Settings and then Filters. Once you're here, you're going to create a new filter. Once you're here, you're going to create a new filter by scrolling to the bottom. And you're going to add the from notices at tave.com. And for the subject, you're going to have response or responded. Because when they initially respond, it's a response. When they update the response, it's responded. So if you just do a search for that filter first, you should see all of your past questionnaire responses that have come through your email, just making sure that that is what you're seeing. Now go back to the search options, click Create Filter. And then we're going to do the option here for forward it to an address. Now you're going to click Add Forwarding Address. And again, these steps may be different depending on what mailer you're using. In my case here, when I add a forwarding address, I'll paste that same address I copied earlier. And it's going to pop up and it's going to ask me to validate my account because you don't want your mail being forwarded without your permission. Now, this is an important step. It's sending a confirmation link to that mail forwarding address. In order to confirm it, what we need to do is go back into our make.com integration. We're going to click OK. Right click on this step and run this module only. Now, because it already sent that email, we're not getting the actual email currently. So I'm going to go back into my email, and where it says verify that address, I'm going to resend the email. Now I can come back into my make.com. You'll see we have a bubble here indicating it received something. And I can find inside of the body of that email by clicking on the text box and expanding that. There will be a link right here. Click this link to verify. So you're just going to copy that link and paste it into a new tab. Now make note of the email. If you've not forwarded any emails before this way, then you're only going to have one option to choose from. But in my case, I'm looking for the WT1R email. I'm going to go back into my inbox. I'm just going to refresh, and then I'm going to visit my filters, and we're going to scroll to the bottom, create a new filter from notices at tave.com. The subject is going to be response or responded. And then we can click search just to make sure that matches our filter. There are all my questionnaires. We're going to click into that filter again, and then click Create Filter. Now on this step here, check the box forward to, and you're going to choose that address. There's the WT1R address. And go ahead and apply any other filters you want. If you want to skip the inbox, mark as read, archive it, is up to you, but make sure you have it set to forward to the right address, and then click Create Filter. There we go, filter was created. The next step is to go into your Tave account, visit your Questionnaires section, and you're going to need to edit any questionnaires that someone needs to submit when they book a job. So in my case, I have a lot of different questionnaires. I had to add this to every single one of them, but it should only take a couple of minutes. Open your questionnaire, scroll to the bottom, and add a new field. You're going to choose paragraph as the field type, and I've already got one created here, so I'm just going to edit it. And you're going to add exactly what you see here: event identifier, internal use, job ULID. Now I'm also going to copy this and put it in the description because you do want to paste it exactly as it is, because we're using filter steps in the automation that's looking for this precise verbiage so that we can then get your Tave job API ID and pass it through to your teamwork.com account in order to associate with the correct job. So you can see what this looks like. If I scroll down to the bottom of this questionnaire, there's my unique identifier. This is my job ID in the Tave API for this particular job. So it's pretty non-obtrusive, but it does need to live on your questionnaire in order for this integration to work. So now what's going to happen is when a job is booked in Tave and they fill out the questionnaire, once that hits your inbox, it's going to be automatically forwarded into this make.com integration, allowing it to process that questionnaire and import it into your teamwork.com account. Now, one important note, you'll see I have this tool floating up here. I recommend dragging this down to connect it in between step 1 and 3. Click into it and you'll see it's a sleep delay of 300 seconds. The reason it's not attached right away is just to give you the option to test this out, which you can do by opening up any job, go straight to the questionnaire and make sure you open it from the quote link as a customer would, and then just hit send and continue. When you send and continue, you should see the responses show up here, and likewise in your teamwork.com account, you'll see all of that questionnaire details under your notebooks for that job. So the reason for this sleep delay is simply due to how Tave processes the questionnaire. Currently, if someone fills out the questionnaire on a job and submits it, it doesn't mean they've booked with you just yet. So the questionnaire response may come through, but if there's no job attached to it in your teamwork.com account, then this integration is going to fail. So the delay of 300 seconds just gives them enough time to go back and change anything they want to change, hit send again, potentially, sign the contract, and finish booking the job so that your teamwork.com account can create the job based on our other video. Now make sure back into your make.com integration, you've given it a name, turned on scheduling at the bottom so that this automation works, and save this automation, and you are all set. Every time a new questionnaire is filled out, it's going to assign it to that booked job inside of your notebooks on your teamwork.com account. And every time the questionnaire is updated, it's going to push that as a new version of that notebook. So you'll always be able to stay up to date with the latest changes from your customers. Now, if you found this video helpful, definitely let me know. And if there's any other automations you're looking to have for your business, either with Tave, teamwork.com, or really anything else, please post a comment and tell me what I should make a video on next. Thanks for watching.